With a budget of just $15,000 and an over $100 million intake at the box office, Paramount Pictures struck gold. And from there, they have created a massive franchise that is still going to this very day. It breathed new life into the found footage subgenre. And even though the wheels came off this wagon a number of years ago, the blood is all squeezed out of that turnip. The cow was giving out poison milk a few years ago and died, yet they made a seventh one. They're making an eighth one. They will not let this franchise die, even though it started with the best of intentions, and I don't really know what the fuck to expect now. I'm John Renton with the retro review of Paranormal Activity, the first one specifically, because I've already retro reviewed every single other one. I even reviewed the Next of Kin movie that came out on Paramount Plus. Yeah, they thought it was such a great idea to make another one that was very, 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 very loosely connected to the other one. They said, fuck it, just put it out on our streaming service and it'll be good. This is from director and writer and coffee maker and producer and pretty much everything, Oren Peli, who's produced some movies since then, like the Chernobyl Diaries. He also directed Area 51 out back in 2015, which I did watch. I didn't like it, but you know what? They struck gold here. Seriously, it was just a simple concept. Basically, what Blair Witch Project was. I think they even spent more on Blair Witch Project. Maybe. I mean, I'm not exactly sure. But, depending on what you believe. But it's two people in a house. They're haunted by a demon. Mika Sloat and Katie Featherston, who is just absolutely beautiful. I kept thinking throughout this movie, it's like, God, she's hot. And she has been in subsequent other movies and is producing her own content. And best of luck there. She seems like a passionate filmmaker. But I did just notice that, like, first time I saw this movie back in 2007, it was like, oh, the advertising is so scary, so scary. And actually, you know what? It was pretty scary. I fully recognize, as I've said in other Paranormal Activity, I'll just say PA reviews, that I fully recognize the series isn't great. It's not. It's like some of the movies are absolute goddamn dog shit. The Ghost Dimension. Next of Kin wasn't bad. It was just unnecessary. But for the first few movies, there was actually some good connectivity. And then by number 4, it just got ridiculous. And then by the marked ones, it just got to where, okay, we're going to do this stuff, and we're going to do these spin-offs, and we're going to have stuff loosely connected. And you got to figure out it's this PA universe. The thing is the storyline gets a little bit more convoluted and a little more ridiculous and a little more, wait, no, you said it happened here this way, and now you're saying this. And yeah, sometimes I don't think that they exactly know what they want to do here. But that being said, the first PA movie was good. It was good, even though a lot of stuff didn't happen for a while. And they even had the thing where they were treating it as real. Paramount Pictures would like to thank the families of Mika Sloat and Katie Featherston and the San Diego Police Department on September 18th, 2006. Because that's where we're getting found footage goodness. That's where it starts. Found footage goodness and all this and everything. This is taking place, if you remember Paranormal Activity 2, it's taking place right around the same time while Christy and her family are being haunted. But then at this point, that stuff got sent. This stuff was getting sent to their house because it had to be a blood relative. So Katie heaps a bunch of exposition on us and tells us, yeah, this stuff happened when I was 8. They're talking to a doctor whose expertise is ghosts, not demons. And it's been following me around since I was 8 years old. And then the camera, which is huge, by the way, it gets set up and we get to see what's going on. And I see that it's okay when, couples are filmed in a movie and it's put on film. Yet when I do it, I'm asked to leave the neighborhood, but I digress. We get them at the pool, and I swear it's the same pool from the second movie, but they don't bother to indicate that because maybe they weren't going to realize they were going to strike a franchise here. Which I can't blame it. This movie could have made like $5-6 million at the box office, and it would have maybe been enough for a sequel because it had such a small budget. But since they struck gold, they were like, oh, God, let's just, heap a little bit more money, and then let's do Paranormal Activity 4, where we get about 10 football fields of people in at the end for no goddamn reason. So, basically, there was a fire. Katie and Christy, their house caught fire somewhere, and they lost everything. I don't remember the house from the third movie catching fire. Now, maybe it wasn't that long ago that I watched that movie, but whatever. Oh, it's the doctor says this thing's clearly connected to you and that it's good. You call me. Don't worry. We'll be totally fine. You'll be totally fine. You got this idiot behind the camera, so it's not going to work. And they continue to talk to this doctor. This goes on for quite a while. And I'm going to give you to a demonologist, or I'm going to have you call this guy Johann of Averies, a demonologist. Johann actually does kind of sound like he would be a demonologist. And so Mika mocks him, I'm a demonologist. Ah. And puts the camera away. We're going to bed at one point. Paris Hilton never said that. If you get that line, you get that line. Katie basically senses her impending doom because she says, I've, been haunted by this off and off and on. And now I don't really know what to do. Off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on. And maybe we shouldn't have the camera, but no, and otherwise you wouldn't have a movie and you wouldn't launch a franchise, that is. So we go through all these nights. Really, there isn't a lot of stuff that ends up happening until around night 15. We do get a shriek and a crash at one point, though, on night 13. That was kind of funny. And then it was like night 15. He's like wondering what the hell's going on with Katie. She just stares off and walks off, and then he finds her in the chair swing. I don't want to go in. I don't want to do this. Oh, what the hell's going on? Because she's starting to get a little bit weirder and a little bit weirder. And then the demon's up there trying to figure out what's going on with the TV. Can't turn on the TV and turns it on, and it's nothing but static. That was the big box TV. Yes, prehistoric. Hard to believe. 15 years ago, we had box TVs. So, if you have a box TV, let me know in the comments. He was going to find a Ouija board. Oh, Ouija board. Whiteboard. Nailed it. And he was going to find that, and he was going to communicate. He didn't buy a Ouija board. Katie did say at one point, you find the best fucking Ouija board I've ever seen. How many Ouija boards has she exactly seen? What kind of line was that? The Ouija board does the thing that the demon catches on fire. So, Katie's fed up. I've had it up to here, Thunderbolt Patterson. And he needs to abide by Katie's rules. Oh, you're fucked. Oh, no, you're all screwed. Meanwhile, he's trying to figure out what the message is. Could it be Diane? Could it be this? What could the name be? Could it be Edna? Edna! And he has a plan to put powder on the ground, and we can figure out if the demon's walking through this or if we're just insane. And then they find footprints, and then Katie says, I'm going to call the demonologist. Shit, he's not going to be back for a few days. Oh, and also they went up in the attic because they saw all the powder, and they found a picture. What is this picture? This magic picture is her as a kid, and it's burned. That was from the ceremony, or the little ceremony thing that they did, Christy and her husband did, to get, to basically push the demon onto Katie. There you go. We get rid of it, we move it across town, and it's not like demons could come across the lights of a northern town. And she's all, scared or whatever. Understandable. How did that picture get up there? There's no way you found that up there. There's no way that even exists. One of those lines makes more sense than the other. And then it gets really bad. We get more yelling, loud noises. And then during the daytime, we find a picture gets smashed. It's just Mika. Because Mika apparently had a douchey smile on that in that picture. And the demon said, no douchey smile. No douchey smile for you. And Katie's like, I can feel it breathing on me. Boom, she's down the stairs. And the doctor comes back. I can't help you. This thing is aggravated that I'm here. Leaving won't help. You're basically fucked is what he's saying. I got to get out of here, but I will help you. I don't know how I'm going to help you, but I'm getting out of here. And then night 19, the demon gets under the bed and tries to get at her leg and everything. And, doing more stuff and shrieking and slamming doors and stuff like that. And it's a perfect time to panic because there was this woman named Diane that had all the shit happen to her in the 60s. But the exorcism ended up failing. She ended up not being in very good shape afterwards. So sometimes that can make it worse. They yell at each other more loud noises. Night 20 is the 7th of October, just a mere day before we have to deal, well, actually 2 days before, well, Christy would end up being killed and Hunter would end up being taken in the second one. So, woke up, got dragged out of bed, a demon bit me across the head. Wait, actually it was across the back. Got drugged down the stairs, me kept and she's like, please, 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 let's just go, let's just go, let's just go. So, okay, we're going to go, we're going to go. And then a few hours later, he finds her slumped down with a cross, and it's gripped in her hand so tightly that there's blood. He has to rip it off of her hand. And now she's not doing very well. He decides to burn the cross. I don't know why burning the cross is a good idea, because she's saying, I don't want to go. It's like, let's just stay here. I feel like we'll be okay now. And the voice blends with the demon things, stuff like that. And then night 21, October 8th, the final touch, where she wakes up, looks at him, goes downstairs. We hear Mika, and then we hear it. We see it. Well, okay, we hear it, but it happens off camera. We hear poo, 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 poo. Mika gets thrown out the camera. He's dead. Katie, all blood-stained and everything, and still hot. Yes, I'm a bit weird. I'm sorry. She sniffs him and then does that to the screen. And that's it. In the alternate ending, she actually did this to herself. She actually knifed herself. But then they realized, hey, wait a second. We struck gold. Let's leave that in the Blu-ray release. Or DVD. I don't think were Blu-rays around 07? I forget. That basically is the end of it. Katie decides to then leave, walk barefoot, apparently because demons can make sure that nobody gets rocks or nails in their feet, and gets Hunter, and then we go on our merry way through the rest of the franchise that has ups and downs and all arounds. And yeah, the Paranormal Activity, The Other Side, is going to be coming out November of next year. Given how they churn these movies out like crazy, I don't understand why they didn't just decide to churn it out this November. But I digress. So yeah, overall pretty fun. Yeah, I fully recognize that it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I still liked it. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retland. I'll see you soon.